So thanks for joining DevSecOps, the good, the bad, the ugly. Today I have Caroline Wong. Caroline, can you introduce yourself?
Hello, Zach. Thank you so much for having me. My name is Caroline Wong. I'm the Chief Strategy Officer at Cobalt.io. We are a pen test as a service company.
Awesome. Thanks, Caroline. So I know the first time we met was at All Day DevOps, where you spoke, and I was the moderator whenever you came on to give your talk.
Yes, and I'm super excited about this year's upcoming spring edition. Great time to be bringing folks together. Certainly the All Day DevOps crew knows how to do this. And so really amazing to see it all come together pretty quickly and really looking forward to the whole event.
That's great. Yeah, I'm going to be moderating it again as well. So I'm excited. What's your topic going to be this time around?
Yeah, so my topic is a little bit funny. My topic is work from home DevSecOps. How does DevSecOps work when all of your employees are remote, and particularly what are the security implications? Things like I'll be talking about how do you do a secure home Wi-Fi, the importance of using VPN, and then other things that, DevSecOps companies that even if they have some remote or distributed workforce, may not be used to having an entirely remote work from home team. And what does that mean from a security perspective?
That's phenomenal. I mean, I think that could be something everybody should tune into, right? Just even hearing the Wi-Fi and things like that, because our security guys reaching out about Zoom and the settings that you should be setting up. So education is key there. So that's great. So Caroline, what you talked about last year is OWASP Top 10. Can you fill those in that maybe aren't aware of that terminology, or maybe they are, but they don't know that much about it? What is it?
Absolutely. So OWASP stands for Open Web Application Security Project. It's an open community, and the whole point of OWASP is to enable organizations to build software that can be trusted. It actually started almost 2 decades ago in 2001, and it was established as a not-for-profit in April of 2004. The whole purpose of OWASP is really to bring folks together from around the globe and to give visibility to safety and security for the world software. So I actually started my information security and technology career when I was working at eBay, helping out with some of the PCI compliance things. This was back in 2005. And there's a requirement in PCI that says, okay, you've got, if you're processing cardholder data, you've got to address common coding vulnerabilities in software development processes, and you've got to train developers in the most up-to-date secure coding techniques. And so that's how I actually became familiar with the OWASP Top 10, which since that time has gone through about 5 different revisions. So the current version is the 2017 RC2. And so that's something that I created some content about to help people learn a little bit more about it.
That's great, and that leads me into the plug that I wanted to provide. So Caroline, I've been following her on LinkedIn ever since she spoke at All Day DevOps, and she's been giving away, I think, what is it, once a week or once a day? But
yeah, so we decided, okay, how can we try and help during this time, and what are folks going through, and as a LinkedIn Learning instructor, actually this is a thing that's available to all LinkedIn Learning instructors. As an instructor, I can share any of my courses. I currently have 7 courses on LinkedIn Learning, and if I share my course, then anyone who's connected to me on LinkedIn can view it for free for 24 hours. And that 24 hours doesn't even start until the person clicks the link. So right now I've got 1 course that is an overview of the OWASP Top 10. I've got 5 courses that dive a little bit deeper into 2 each, going through the general concept as well as a couple of real life examples and some prevention techniques. And then I've also got a course on cybersecurity at work, which turns out to be pretty relevant right now since everyone's working from home or wherever. I've actually got a colleague who is living in his trailer right now in order to try and do social distancing in a national park that has strong Wi-Fi, and it's a pretty sweet setup actually. So no matter where you are, it's tips about sort of like malware and phishing, and how do you set up secure home Wi-Fi. Some of the similar topics as I'm going to be talking about at All Day DevOps coming up soon.
That's great. Yeah. And so especially I've watched some of the ones on the OWASP top 10. So if you're looking to dive into that, we're not going to have the time obviously to do that here, but check those out. So to tee up the question there, but out of the top 10, Caroline, what have been maybe some of the top ones that you see organizations struggling the most that you can highlight here for the viewers?
Sure. So there's one that's actually new in the 2017 RC2 version, and that one is number 10, which is insufficient logging and monitoring. And one of the things that I try to do when I tell people about the OWASP top 10, maybe they're not as familiar with it, I like to try and share analogies from like other parts of life. And because I have young children, I'm really familiar with animated Disney movies. So with regards to number 10, which is insufficient logging and monitoring, the thing that actually comes to my mind is there's this scene in Toy Story 3. And so what's happening in Toy Story 3 is Andy's toys are in this daycare facility, and they know that there are video cameras all over. And there's this like evil toy monkey that is sitting and watching all the video screens. And so in order for Andy's toys to escape the daycare facility, they have to basically make it so the monkey can't be monitored in the live stream. And so the security takeaway here for me is that logging is super important. And I think a lot of organizations do logging, but the monitoring part is sort of just as important as the logging. If you're doing the logging and you're not doing the monitoring, then you're really not getting sort of the value of trying to do this activity in the first place. So that's one that I thought I would highlight. That's also a little bit fun.
That's great. That's great. So yes, if you guys want to learn more about OWASP top 10, being able to dive into those, follow Caroline on LinkedIn, as well as check out some of her free content that she's providing. Caroline, looking forward to seeing you. What is it? Is it on April 17th for
April 17th?
All right.
Yep.
Sounds
Yep.
good.
I'm really looking forward to it. Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks, Caroline.